So, which of you is more deserving of
But
luck?
if one were to reduce the quantity of skull dust by a percentage of 2, perhaps the stability could be increased by as much as 3-fold.
Oh, nice, he says
So,
through the
which
name,
of you is more deserving
which
of
is
life?
quite cheap.
Come,
Just
make your
5
case.
gold. Oh, interesting. I think those are potions you
Anybody?
throw
Neither of you
and
cares
give to
plead
your
for his very existence.
enemies. The dialogue in the other room doesn't sound very nice. 2 people kind of dying, I think.
Anybody? Neither of you cares to plead for his very existence.
It sounds not nice from a healer to be like, yeah, please for your healing. Well,
Oh, a source hunter. Imagine that. Quite a bit more petite than the last of your kind I encountered, aren't you? Yes, by nearly 20 centimeters of tibia, as my memory serves.
that's quite big. I mean, we don't seem to be small.
No matter. Even if it couldn't spare its heartiest specimen, I'm sure the Order sent the individual with the next highest probability of success. Huh?
Hey, you arrogant prick.
Anybody?
Do you
Neither
maybe
of
have
cares
any
to
work
plead
for
his very
trio of
existence.
sailors?
Certainly, what would you like to know?
I clicked the wrong one. Let me ask you something about the affairs around Cyseal. Do you know anything about Jake's murder?
Neither of you cares to plead
The
for his
counsellor. Terrible loss, that. Though we were hardly more than acquaintances, I knew him to be a devoted civil servant. From what I can tell, it seems to be a simple case of jealousy turned violent. The affairs of his wife, Esmeralda, were hardly a secret, you know.
But if his wife has affairs,
Anybody? Neither of you cares to plead for his very existence.
maybe Jake confronted one of the suitors and then died in that confrontation. Anything you can tell me about the plague of undead?
I've applied myself to that problem for 2 years and still haven't come a step closer to solving it. I declare it an act of the Almighty's, if I believed in such things. Some events, Source Hunter, can be neither controlled nor understood by mere men.
That sounds a bit too easy, my friend.
Anybody?
Do you maybe have any work for
Neither
trio
of
of
you cares
sailors?
to plead for his very
Sorry, but there isn't much work for sailors in a house of mints.
Fair enough.
Unless one of them happens to have a secret stash of healing stones.
So tell me about yourself.
Come,
Me?
make your case.
Why, I'm more than a little surprised you haven't heard of me. Perhaps I can jog your memory. It was I who cured the Duchess of Arata of her unslakable thirst. A simple pinch of Atropa belladonna in her morning tea. I who discovered that aging itself can be halted by a single application of Cicuta Douglasii on the tongue.
Sure.
Not to mention that it's been my guidance that has permitted my apprentice Evelyn to make quite a name for herself around Cyseal of late.
So your apprentice had enjoyed some success?
Yes. If that's how we're referring to the secretive use of a revolutionary healing method she refuses to share with her own master.
Ah, it's her in the other room. She doesn't sound nice.
She's in the other room as we speak. Perhaps you can prevail upon her to offer a demonstration.
A revolutionary healing method. That sounds quite interesting. Can you elaborate?
She's gotten hold of a stone, supposedly capable of fantastic feats of healing, but she won't let me take the briefest look at it.
Did she maybe steal the stone in the beginning?
But she claims to have gotten the relic from a little northern town, Silverglen by name, and that an abbot there blessed it with the power to heal. Utter rubbish, I say. But with these blasted undead haunting the travel routes, I can hardly march up to Silverglen to learn the truth myself.
So, let's discuss your apprentice Evelyn.
Come,
Well,
make
she certainly possesses a critical eye and an exacting manner when it comes to making difficult medical decisions. I expect she'll be a very successful healer in her own right when the time comes. She is learning from the best, after all.
You seem to be quite full of yourself. See you around.
A mysterious healing stone. Interesting indeed.
Nothing sets me on edge. Neither of you cares to plead for his very existence.
Painting of a pig. Yeah, there are lots of memes online about how expensive all those pictures are. So people go around and steal like every portrait they find. They changed that for the second game though. The Coming of a Divine. In the event of the Divine One's return, according to prophecy, the Divine One will lead our people into a better world. But what will this new world look like? I've read nearly all text regarding Rivellon, the author of the prophecy. The more I study his words, the more inconsistencies I find. What kind of person will this Divine One be? Will every living being see his vision for the new world, or will the Divine One select individuals? According to the prophecy, the Divine One will destroy all evil. How can lovers of creation advocate for the destruction? Can the Divine One really distinguish between good and evil? Or will he choose what is evil according to a preset moral code? Yeah, I don't want to spoil Divinity Original Sin 2 if you didn't play it or watch it. But quite interesting things.
Excuse me? This is a private sick room. Who in the name of the Seven do you think you are barging in here? Out, I say, right this instant.
Okay, take just 1 second and think about how would you react to that. But I think you wouldn't say tell me about yourself, but that's what you do in this game. Hi Tomoyo-chan, nice to see you again. So, tell me about yourself, I guess. Why are those men grown here?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's this task. I'm just... Who am I to meddle with life and death this way?
But the woman we saw at the beginning has had white hair. So unless it wasn't like a wig or something, it's not her. Or she was given the stone.
I'm an apprentice of the healing arts. Healing! But this decision feels like precisely the opposite. I have but one healing stone, you see, and 2 direly wounded men who need it.
Oh boy.
I've been racking my brain trying to decide on the best method to settle this grave situation, but perhaps it's better off in the hands of an esteemed source hunter. Surely you are more accustomed to weighing life and death than I.
What a fun decision. Maybe tell me first more about the patients.
What would you like to know?
Let's begin with Boris.
One of the brave few willing to traverse the trade routes plagued by the undead. A young man, but excellent in matters of business, before he fell victim to an orcish club in the north, that is. Thankfully for him, a cattle trader found him, nearly dead, but not quite so, and brought him here straight away.
Why can't we use just regular healing spells? And Stephen?
Quite the venerable staple of Cyseal, Stephen, and recently blessed with his 3rd grandchild. He was leading a crew of builders when a stray beam struck him in the temple, and only a few days shy of his last day of work before retirement, no less. Nearly everyone in Cyseal is familiar with grinning Stephen, and, as you can imagine, he's quite dear to his family.
Is there anything about that healing stone you can tell me? It sounds quite ominous yet powerful.
Yes, a curious relic indeed. I got it from a
Why can't you
kindly
use them
abbot,
both?
Loic by name, in the northern town of Silver Glen. He is of a certain faith, the Immaculates they call themselves, that espouses the belief that certain stones can heal wounded flesh. I myself was nothing if not skeptical of his claims, but something happened as he handed me the stone. A small cut on my finger instantly healed, leaving no trace of the wound.
Nice.
Needless to say, I was astounded. But it's strange. The stone is only good for a single use at a time before it reverts to a useless, inert state. It takes time to regain its magical properties, and I guard it cautiously.
So she just had this time to heal one. Alright, so I think I'm ready to make a decision.
You are?
Even though it's
I
not
thank you a million times
easy
for
one.
your help. Who have you decided should receive the healing stone?
Yeah. I think it's a very hard decision to, especially in front of them, decide who gets to live and who doesn't. But, yeah, just from the age, I would go for Boris, who's very young, while Stephen, if he got his third grandchildren, seems to have lived at least a little life.
For this world.
I don't know. How would you decide?
Staying tender for so long.
Boris's life has just begun. We can't cut it short now. He should receive the stone.
What a terrible choice. Yeah, there's no right answer, right? How would you react? What would you do?
Yes, Boris deserves to experience all the pleasures of life that Stephen has already enjoyed. Boris it is? Yes, I'll deliver the stone. I'm glad we'll get to save one man, but my heart breaks for the other.
I would struggle to decide. Yeah, especially in real life, it would be horrible.
Thank
No,
the seven.
no, this is highly abnormal. What is this? This lightning?
I feel no pleasure in bidding you.
The end of time sounds like an interesting
What
place.
happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone, somehow it sent us flying into the stars.
I hope at least it healed the one guy.
Terrible, terrible,
Oh, an imp.
terrible! It will consume us all!
Very nice voice.
By the quill that lasts a billion words, what's this? Two Rivellonians here? At the end of space and time? How very, very, very curious!
I have to say I'm a bit confused. Who are you? And how did I get here?
Oh yes, proper introductions. Zixex the historian at your service. It is my job to record all that was, and is, and hopefully all that is to be.
I also hope there is something to be.
As for how I got here, well, for a historian appointed by the gods themselves, hopping to the end of time is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Ah, the end of time. I'm stupid. The end of time, of course, is not a place. It's a time.
How you got here, though?
But that
That's
means...
a rather more interesting question.
Yeah, especially because we just got transported through space and time.
On such a tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time, I wouldn't have expected to find a soul but my own shadow.
Wait, you said this place is shrinking, but why is that?
Ah, at last a question I can answer most definitively. I mentioned already that this place is the end of time. If that didn't send your heart into your stomach and your pulse a-flutter, it should have.
Please panic.
Time ought naturally to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as myself. But something totally, utterly terrible has happened.
I don't really understand. How can time come to an end? Isn't it eternal?
Show, don't tell, I always say. So go, peer through yonder looking lens and feast your soon-to-be terrified eyes on the darkness that is approaching.
That's reassuring.
That imp may be quite mad.
Then we had better appease him and have a look through the looking lens.
Nice telescope.
You looked. You saw. Terrifying, isn't... What's this? The portal. It's
what?
the
Okay.
portal. It's quite sprung to life, just like the long dormant flames that decorate this observatory. After all my waiting and hoping, could it be? You, dear stranger, you must be the key. Something about your presence here is causing the end of time to grow. The true end itself to move further away. Those torches, alight! This portal active once more. It cannot be coincidence.
I'm sorry, but I'm laughing so hard right now. About zigzags? Wait. Can we maybe first discuss what we've just witnessed through your looking lens? Destruction of the world and everything?
Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I first discovered it. It is the void itself. The dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak of the end of time, this is exactly what I mean.
Is it still the end of time, or if we delayed it? Yeah, he's so goofy. He is, but this... I don't know if you played the game, but especially compared... I played it a few years ago, and especially compared to the second one, it's overall way more goofy and wonky and funny.
I can't say for sure where it came from, how,
Just
or
the
why,
voice.
but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. And if we don't stop it, it will devour the past and present as well.
So, you believe we are somehow connected to this plane? Why us? How?
It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Long have I been waiting here, hoping that one day this very portal would ignite. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it goes. The chronicler of time knows a pattern when he sees one.
So, what exactly can we expect beyond this portal?
Ah, though I cannot say for certain, if it is what I believe, then our prayers might well be answered.
Do you want to share what you believe?
In fact, every last question that ever plagues your noggin might well be answered, for I believe what lies beyond this portal is nothing other than...
Huh?
But why spoil the mystery? As soon as we leap through, we'll find out for certain.
A lava sea. Alright, if you prefer the suspense, through the portal.
After you, after you. Oh, what wonders we may find on the other side.
I summarize, he knows what's beyond this portal, or believes it, but he still wants us to go first. That's fishy.
You first, but don't dilly-dally.
Yeah, I've complete faith in you.
Yes, just as I hoped. There she is. There it is. Come, don't delay.
And he's off.
It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
I would say that's enthusiasm personified.
Could it be, milady? The weaver of time? Mother of history? Author of all that has ever been?
Indeed, Sir Imp. As surely as you are he who
Oh, that's a
chronicles
nice voice.
all that I weave.
Astounding!
It's such a contrast.
Unbelievable! I have so many questions for you, so much to ask, so much to say.
You have brought guests, I see. Strange. Very strange guests.
Is that like a tapestry she's weaving?